Hello, everybody. My name is Dan Jimenez. I just want to go over my three levels of culture. My mother is originally from Guatemala City, Guatemala, and my father was born in the state of Zacatecas in Mexico. I myself was born in the city of Los Angeles here in California. Um, One thing though is that we didn't really grow up as a Guatemalan. My mother never really exposed us to her cultures or her foods, um, customs and traditions. Now that I'm older, I'm exploring more of what it is to be Guatemalan, so that's something new to me. So concrete, um, as a Mexican, mariachi, it's uh, it's our music of choice. Well, for many of us, we love mariachi. We love to sing. We love to dance. Um, Things that are seen or Cinco de Drink or Cinco de Mayo, even though most of the Mexican population does not celebrate that day. Um, when you think about sports, you think about big fighters like Canelo. We think about um, Mayans, Aztecs, the Aztec calendar. Think about tacos, Taco Tuesdays. As far as behavioral, uh, we stem from speaking Spanish uh, due to the invasion of Spain into Mexico. It's become basically our national language. And being that I was born here in California, I do stem to speak Spanish, and then I'll add some English words or English, and I'll add some Spanish words. Sometimes I forget uh, pronunciations in Spanish, so then I'll just switch over to English. And as far as like our family structure, we always have our father or even a grandparent will be our grandfather. It's always going to be the male. That's going to be at the head of the household, head of the family, and then it's going to be the mother, children, and the extended family. But we really do believe a lot in family. Now we're used to thinking of men as the breadwinners and women as the homemakers. Now, as a Chicano, as a American born, I think about it differently. There's more of a equal uh, playing field for males and females as far as roles. And this last picture here, um, it just shows how we greet ourselves. We typically greet a stranger just by shaking their hand, but if it's somebody if it's family, you're gonna give somebody a hug. You're gonna give them a kiss on the cheek. And lastly, symbolic. Religion. It's huge in the Mexican culture. Um, we're extremely devoted to the Virgin Mary. Um, Here I put a Vicks Vaporub because that's something that we tend to use a lot. We say that, and if you're sick, you don't want to go to the doctor necessarily. You can find the remedy. You can go and get some herbs and make yourself a tea. Throw some honey in there, some lemon, and you'll be good as new the next day. And down here, there's this little proverb. It says, they tried to bury us. They didn't know we were seeds. And in the Mexican culture, we use a lot of dichos, or it's called dichos, and we refer to it as sayings here in the U.S. And Mexican culture is just full of sayings. There's a lot of storytelling, a lot of unity in family. This last picture here is my son on the left, my grandfather in the middle, and my nephew on the right. And it's just something that we hold really dear. Family is huge. In this picture, my grandpa's teaching my son and my nephew how to pull the beans out of the plant, I guess, the pods. Um, my son really loved this. Actually, he enjoyed it, and every time that I get to speak with my grandpa, since he lives in Mexico, um, he never forgets to bring up that my son is such a hard worker, and that he's very um, precise when it comes to working, because that whole pile of bean pods, he took them all apart, and he was there for hours and hours, and my son loved it. Well, that wraps our presentation. I hope to see you guys in class.